This has to be one of the most embarrassing images, situations, whatever you want to call it, of 2025. You know the one I mean, chums? Absolutely. This is, of course, President Trump summoning the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, to his side, where Keir apparently thought he was going to be offered a few, words of wisdom to the waiting media. Thanked him, pushed him aside, and of course Keir had to stand back like a little schoolboy. It's not really been Sir Keir Starmer's year, as you can see from this particular picture when he turned up to celebrate President Trump in Windsor at Windsor Castle. Well, seemingly he hadn't been able to get to his own tailor. The ill-fitting suit really didn't exactly, work out in his favour, as you can imagine, and consequently he was derided online. But things have now taken a turn for the worst, and considering that we consider the United States of America our very special friend, and those of course that matter the most, you would think this British Prime Minister, once again, never hear Keir, over in Brazil this time, while the rest of the country is in problematic situations. Well, consequently, no, he's not on the side of President Trump. As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, thank you so much as ever for joining me today. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's just about turning sunset, or whatever we call it now, winter, isn't it? So it's always difficult at this time to be able to film anything, but do bear with me. I think you're going to enjoy this particular story. And as ever, thank you, as I say, for taking the time out to join me. President Trump has got a lot of problems right now, as you can imagine, and maybe many Americans have, particularly if you live in the wonderful state that is New York City. Oh yes, you've got a brand new mayor. And according to people, well, the bottom line is he could be very similar to our own Sadiq Khan. Yes, you may have laughed before, but not this time around, and I jest not. It's going to be very difficult because clearly, as you can see from the mayor over here, well, competence has really risen to the top, as I've pointed out on a number of occasions. Now, what's interesting here, though, is between the relationship of the President of the United States and the British Prime Minister. As I told you recently, the BBC decided to edit, cut, and, of course, ruin the relationship, some people might say, of the official broadcaster of the United Kingdom alongside the White House, and yet still no formal apology from the Director General, Tim Davie. You understand how this works. This is where they basically spliced up the tape and said terrible things that allegedly President Trump had said, proven to be wrong, but still, as I say, no apology. Now, as I told you on a recent video, it's interesting to note that the President of the United States could yet still sue the BBC. Absolutely. But guess what? Rather than, basically saying this is a terrible situation, it's a dark day for broadcasting, etc. No, the current British Prime Minister has openly said that he's standing with the Director General. This is the Director General that decided to just let Hugh Edwards off with £200,000 of BBC licence payers' money because he couldn't get it back. He's that weak, right? So consequently, what you've got to think of is the relationship now and the situation at the BBC, and as I've mentioned before, the disgraceful behaviour of presenters who've also derided the former British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Boris Johnson, and not forgetting, of course, attacking the Reform UK leader, Nigel Farage. Well, apparently that's acceptable to the British Prime Minister. Word has got back to President Trump and the White House press office because they expected a little bit of support, at least a bit of a telling off for that particular broadcaster. Seems like everything Keir Starmer gets it wrong, whether it be stepping forward to offer a speech that nobody wanted on the world's platform, trying to muscle in on a peace deal, or indeed being unable to dress himself adequately at a presentation in front of major royalty and the most powerful man in the world, President Trump. Either way, many people are now calling for the Director General, Tim Davie of the BBC, to resign in disgrace. But with the backing of the British Prime Minister, how likely is that? The one thing is for sure though, and this is important, you simply cannot trust the official #1 broadcaster now over here in the United Kingdom. It's not gossip, it's not hearsay, it's fact. Neil Sean in the heart of the United Kingdom.